CDL exam, CDL practice tests, and all CDL endorsements practice test questions. Question 1. Which of the following gases is used in an air brake system? A. Compressed oxygen. B. Compressed nitrogen. C. Compressed air. Answer, C. Explanation: air brake systems use compressed air. Air brakes are a good and safe way of stopping large and heavy vehicles. Like all systems on the vehicle, the brakes must be well maintained and used properly. Question 2. What is a dual air brake system? A. Two separate air brake systems that use a single set of brake controls. B. One air brake system that uses two sets of brake controls. C. Two separate air brake systems that use two sets of brake controls. Answer, A. Explanation: a dual air brake system has two separate air brake systems that use a single set of brake controls. Question 3. You are driving a fairly old vehicle, built in 1972, with a single air system. About how long should it take for the pressure in the system to build from 50 psi to 90 psi with the engine idle at 600 to 900 rpms? A. 1 minute. B. 2 minutes. C. 3 minutes. Answer, C. Explanation: in single air systems built before 1975, pressure typically builds from 50 to 90 psi within 3 minutes with the engine at an idle speed of 600 to 900 revolutions per minute. Question 4. What does an air brake system use to turn on the brake lights? A. An electric switch that works by air pressure. B. A computer. C. A motion sensor in the wheels. Answer, A. Explanation: an electric switch that works by air pressure is used to turn on the brake lights in an air brake system. Question 5. The parking brake knob should pop out when the air pressure falls to the manufacturer's specification, which is usually A. 20 to 40 psi. B. 50 to 70 psi. C. 80 to 100 psi. Answer, A. Explanation: the parking brake knob should pop out when the air pressure falls to the manufacturer's specification, usually 20 to 40 psi. This causes the spring brakes to come on. Question 6. You are driving down a long downgrade. You drop the vehicle to a low gear and begin applying the brakes. When should you release the brakes? A. When your speed has been reduced to approximately 2 miles per hour below your safe speed. B. When your speed has been reduced to approximately 5 miles per hour below your safe speed. C. When your speed has been reduced to approximately 10 miles per hour below your safe speed. Answer, B. Explanation: the use of brakes on a long and/or steep downgrade is only a supplement to the braking effect of the engine. Once the vehicle is in the proper low gear, the proper braking technique is to apply the brakes just hard enough to feel a definite slowdown. When your speed has been reduced to approximately 5 miles per hour below your safe speed, release the brakes. This application should last for about 3 seconds. When your speed has increased to your safe speed, repeat steps 1 and 2. Question 7. Which of the following is not advisable when performing normal stops with air brakes? A. Control the pressure so the vehicle comes to a smooth, safe stop. B. If you have a manual transmission, push the clutch in right after braking. C. When stopped, select a starting gear. Answer, B. Explanation: when using air brakes for normal stops, push the brake pedal down. Control the pressure so the vehicle comes to a smooth, safe stop. If you have a manual transmission, don't push the clutch in until the engine RPM is down close to idle. When stopped, select a starting gear. Question 8. Braking distance is the distance your vehicle travels. A. From the time the brakes take hold until the vehicle stops. B. From the time your foot pushes the air brake until the brake takes hold. C. From the time your brain tells your foot to move from the accelerator until the time your foot pushes the brake. Answer, A. Explanation: braking distance is the distance your vehicle travels from the time the brakes take hold until the vehicle stops. Question 9. What may happen if the service line comes apart while you are driving? A. Air loss from the leak will quickly lower the air tank pressure when braking. B. You will notice the vehicle slowing down. C. You will hear a loud noise. Answer, A. Explanation: if the service line comes apart while you are driving, you may not notice anything until you try to use the brakes. Air loss from the leak will quickly lower the air tank pressure. Question 10. You are connecting a converter dolly to a third trailer. How high should the trailer be? A. Exactly in the center of the fifth wheel. B. Slightly lower than the center of the fifth wheel. C. Just above the center of the fifth wheel. Answer, B. Explanation: the trailer should be slightly lower than the center of the fifth wheel. Question 11. You are coupling your tractor to a trailer and have connected the air lines. What should you do next, before locking the trailer brakes and backing under the trailer? A. Check the light connections. B. Supply power to the trailer electrical system. C. Supply air to the trailer system. Answer, C. Explanation: after connecting the air lines but before backing under the trailer, supply air to the trailer system. Question 12. How can you avoid being surprised and having to make a sudden lane change due to a hazard in your path? A. Use your high-beam headlights and look far ahead at all times. B. Go with the flow of traffic and focus your attention further down the road. C. Look far down the road and allow lots of following distance. Answer, C. Explanation: if you look far down the road and allow lots of following distance, you will decrease your odds of getting surprised and having to take sudden action. Question 13. Connor is trying to connect the service and emergency lines from his tractor to his trailers. What device should he use? A. Lower plate. B. Glad hands. C. Line fittings. Answer, B. Explanation: glad hands are coupling devices used to connect the service and emergency air lines from the truck or tractor to the trailer. The couplers have a rubber seal, which prevents air from escaping. Clean the couplers and rubber seals before a connection is made. When connecting the glad hands, press the two seals together with the couplers at a 90-degree angle to each other. A turn of the glad hand attached to the hose will join and lock the couplers. It helps if you moisten the rubber seals. Question 14. Why should you lock the glad hands to each other when you are not towing trailers? A. To prevent brake fade. B. To keep the brakes from overheating. C. To keep dirt and water out the lines. Answer, C. Explanation, you should lock the glad hands to each other when you are not towing trailers in order to keep dirt and water out the lines. Question 15, Marco has to turn quickly to avoid hitting a vehicle in front of him. What should he be prepared to do? A. Countersteer. B. Brake hard. C. Signal. Answer, A. Explanation, when steering to avoid a hazard, be prepared to countersteer, turn the wheel back in the other direction, once you've passed whatever was blocking your path. Think of emergency steering and countersteering as two parts of one driving action. Question 16, when are you required to show your logbook to officers? A. Whenever requested. B. Never. C. Only after they have read you your rights. Answer, A. Explanation, you must show your logbook to officers upon request. Question 17, black ice is formed when? A. A thin, transparent layer of ice covers the road. B. Contaminants or oil mix with ice. C. Extreme weather or driving conditions result in the dense compaction of snow. Answer, A. Explanation, black ice is a thin layer of ice that you can see the road through. This creates the illusion that the pavement is just wet. Be conscious of this in freezing temperatures. Question 18, which of the following is not true about dealing with a hazardous leak? A. Many people injure themselves by touching hazardous materials. B. You can safely identify the material or find the source of a leak by smell. C. If hazardous materials are spilling from your vehicle, you should not move your vehicle any more than safety requires. Answer, B. Explanation, do not touch any leaking material. Many people injure themselves by touching hazardous materials. Do not try to identify the material or find the source of a leak by smell. Toxic gases can destroy your sense of smell and can injure or kill you even if they don't smell. Never eat, drink, or smoke around a leak or spill. If hazardous materials are spilling from your vehicle, do not move the vehicle any more than safety requires. You may move off the road and away from places where people gather, if doing so serves safety. Only move your vehicle if you can do so without danger to yourself or others. Question 19, on a stormy night, your vehicle begins to hydroplane. What should you do to regain control of your vehicle? A. Let up on the clutch. B. Release the accelerator and push in the clutch. C. Push down on the accelerator and release the clutch. Answer, B. Explanation, if your vehicle hydroplanes, release the accelerator and push in the clutch. Question 20, how far ahead should you look during normal driving? A. About 100 feet ahead. B. About 4 seconds ahead. C. About 12 to 15 seconds ahead. Answer, C. Explanation, look forward about 12 to 15 seconds ahead of your vehicle. This distance depends on your speed. Question 21, why can you not always trust the clearances posted at bridges and overpasses? A. Repaving or packed snow may have decreased the clearances since they were posted. B. The weight of a cargo van can change its height, empty vans are lighter and taller. C. Some roads can cause your vehicle to tilt. Answer, A. Explanation, never assume that posted clearances are correct, as repaving or packed snow may have decreased the clearances since they were posted. Question 22. Which of the following do you not usually check in a walk-around inspection? A. All mirrors. B. Door latches. C. Tank straps. Answer: A. Explanation: checking the mirrors would be part of step 3, when you start the engine and inspect the inside of the cab. Question 23. Which method of shifting gears is required for most vehicles with manual transmissions? A. Double clutch method. B. Inspection method. C. Shift restriction method. Answer: A. Explanation: most vehicles with manual transmissions require double clutching to switch gears. To raise gears using the double clutching method, remove your foot from the accelerator. Push in the clutch and shift into neutral. Release the clutch. Let the engine slow down to the RPM required for the next gear, usually 1000 revolutions per minute slower, but this can vary from truck to truck. Push in the clutch and shift to the higher gear. Push in the clutch and shift to the higher gear. Let off the clutch and push the accelerator as you would on takeoff. Question 24. Catherine is pulling a trailer when she has to brake hard. This causes her drive wheels to skid. The trailer begins to push the tractor sideways, away from the line of travel. What is this called? A. A spinout. B. Jackknifing. C. A blindside. Answer: B. Explanation: with vehicles towing trailers, a drive wheel skid can let the trailer push the towing vehicle sideways, causing a sudden jackknife. Question 25. Which of the following can reduce your braking distance? A. Looking further ahead. B. Remaining alert. C. Slowing down. Answer: C. Explanation: high speeds greatly increase the severity of crashes and stopping distances. By slowing down, you can reduce braking distance. Remaining alert and looking ahead can positively affect reaction distance and perception distance but not braking distance. Question 26. If you hear a loud bang indicating a blowout while driving, what should you do? A. Brake gently until the vehicle has slowed down. B. Always assume it was one of your tires, and use your mirrors to check. C. Assume the noise is from another vehicle if yours does not have any immediate issues or adverse effects on your driving. Answer: B. Explanation: while driving, you may hear a loud bang that often indicates a blowout. You may also mistake the noise as having come from another vehicle, as a blowout of one of your tires will not have an immediate effect on your driving. It is best to always assume it was one of yours and to use your mirrors to check. Question 27. When driving under 40 miles per hour in normal conditions, how much space should you try to keep between you and the car in front of you? A. At least 1 second for each 15 feet of your vehicle's length. B. At least 1 second for each 10 feet of your vehicle's length. C. With a 40-foot vehicle, leave 5 seconds between you and the vehicle ahead when going below 40 miles per hour. Answer: B. Explanation: if you are traveling under 40 miles per hour, keep at least 1 second of space in front of your vehicle for each 10 feet of your vehicle's length. Question 28. When inspecting the exhaust system of your vehicle, which of the following should you check for? A. Loose, broken, or missing mounting brackets, clamps, bolts, or nuts. B. Oil, grease, or brake fluid on your shoes or pads. C. Radius rod, U-bolts, or spring supporters that are cracked, damaged, or missing. Answer A. Explanation: exhaust system defects include loose, broken, or missing exhaust mufflers, vents, pipes, and vertical branches, system parts rubbing against elements of the fuel system, tires, or other mobile accessories of the vehicle, loose, broken, or missing mounting brackets, clamps, bolts, or nuts, and any leaking parts of the exhaust system. Question 29. To prohibit others from trying to pass you while you are turning right. A. Reach the middle of the intersection prior to beginning the turn. B. Keep the rear of the vehicle in close proximity to the curb. C. Back up to allow traffic room to pass you before attempting the turn. Answer B. Explanation: if you are unable to complete a right turn without hitting another automobile, then swing as you make the turn. To prohibit others from passing you while mid-turn, keep the rear of the vehicle in close proximity to the curb. Question 30. Which of the following is an acceptable entry on a hazardous materials bill of lading to indicate the quantity of a hazardous material? A. 2,100 pounds. B. 2,100. C. 2,100. Answer A. Explanation: the hazardous materials bill of lading must include units. Of the available options, 2,100 pounds is the only acceptable quantity. Question 31. Poisons belong to what hazard class? A. Class 6. B. Class 7. C. Class 8. Answer A. Explanation: Class 6 contains poisons, e.g., pesticides and arsenic. Question 32. When can a Division 6.1 or 2.3 material requiring a poison or poison inhalation hazard label be loaded in the same vehicle as foodstuffs? A. When done so only for short amounts of time. B. When packed according to specific standards. C. Never. Answer B. Explanation: do not load Division 6.1 or 2.3 material, labeled as poison or poison gas, in the same vehicle with animal or human food unless the poison package is overpacked in an approved way. Foodstuffs are anything you swallow. Question 33. Which hazardous materials are contained in Class 4? A. Flammable solids. B. Flammable combustible liquids. C. Oxidizers. Answer A. Explanation: Class 4 contains flammable solids, e.g., matches and magnesium. Question 34. Which of the following would not be classified as foodstuffs? A. Alcohol. B. Toothpaste. C. Grains and cereals. Answer B. Explanation: foodstuffs are anything you swallow. Mouthwash, toothpaste, and skin creams are not foodstuffs. Question 35. Which of the following must be shown on a hazardous materials bill of lading? A. The shipper's permit number. B. The quantity of hazardous materials. C. All of the carrier's state and federal permit numbers. Answer B. Explanation: the quantity of hazardous materials must be shown on a hazardous materials bill of lading. Question 36. Under which of the following situations is a signed shipper certification not required on the shipping paper? A. When the shipper is a private carrier transporting his or her own product. B. When there is less than 1,000 pounds of a Table 2 hazardous material. C. Only in rare cases where the shipper has received prior permission. Answer: A. Explanation: when the shipper packages hazardous materials, he or she certifies that the package has been prepared according to the rules. The signed shipper certification appears on the original shipping paper. The only exceptions are when a shipper is a private carrier transporting their own product and when the package is provided by the carrier, for example, a cargo tank. Question 37. Who is responsible for choosing the safest route for transporting placarded radioactive materials? A. The shipper. B. The driver. C. The carrier. Answer: C. Explanation: a carrier must choose the safest route to transport placarded radioactive materials. After choosing the route, the carrier must tell the driver about the radioactive materials and show the route plan. Question 38. How large must hazardous materials warning labels be? A. At least 50 mm on each side. B. At least 150 mm on each side. C. At least 100 mm on each side. Answer: C. Explanation: hazardous materials warning labels must measure at least 100 mm on each side. Question 39. How can your rearview mirrors become a handicap to you at night? A. They can make other objects seem closer than they really are. B. The glare of other headlights can blind you. C. They do not show your rear at night. Answer: B. Explanation: your rearview mirrors can limit your ability to see at night when the glare of headlights blinds you. Question 40. On which wheels may buses have recapped or regrooved tires? A. On all wheels. B. On all wheels except the front wheels. C. On all wheels except the driver's. Answer: B. Explanation: buses may have recapped or regrooved tires on all wheels except the front ones. Question 41. Which of the following can be stowed in the aisle on a school bus? A. Book bags, calculators, and books. B. Small coats and jackets. C. None of these. Answer: C. Explanation: there should be nothing in the aisle of a school bus. Question 42. Students planning to get off the school bus should not get up from their seats until A. The school bus driver has turned on the flashing red lights. B. The bus has come to a complete stop. C. The driver tells them to exit. Answer: C. Explanation: students should remain seated until told to exit. Question 43. Before passing, many drivers make the error of A. Following too far behind. B. Following too closely. C. Turning their blinker on too soon. Answer: B. Explanation: drivers often follow too closely just before passing. Question 44. What three main factors affect BAC? A. The amount of alcohol you drink, the kind of alcohol you drink, and your weight. B. The amount of alcohol you drink, how fast you drink, and your weight. C. The kind of alcohol you drink, the amount of food you have eaten, and your height. Answer, B. Explanation: BAC is determined by the amount of alcohol you drink. More alcohol means higher BAC, how fast you drink, faster drinking means higher BAC, and your weight. A small person doesn't have to drink as much to reach the same BAC. Question 45. Which of the following tank vehicles typically takes the longest to stop in normal conditions? A. A vehicle with an empty tank. B. A vehicle with a half-full tank. C. A vehicle with a full tank. Answer, A. Explanation: of the options listed, a vehicle with an empty tank typically takes the longest to stop. Empty tank vehicles are lighter than half-full or full tank vehicles. This lighter weight reduces traction, which is needed to brake effectively. Question 46. What is the tank compartment of a tank vehicle? A. A tank for storing hoses and couplings. B. A liquid-tight division of a tank. C. A wall with many openings. Answer, B. Explanation: a tank compartment is a liquid-tight division of a tank. Question 47. Why are unbaffled tanks used to transport food products instead of baffled tanks? A. Sanitation regulations often forbid the use of baffles. B. Food products are lighter than gasoline and require less support. C. The baffles cause syrups to congeal. Answer, A. Explanation: unbaffled tanks are often used to transport food products because sanitation regulations often forbid the use of baffles. Question 48. Which of the following is true about the emergency steering of tankers? A. You should not apply the brakes when making a quick turn. B. Countersteering is easier with a loaded tanker. C. You should never try to stop a tanker without turning. Answer, A. Explanation: for the emergency steering of tankers, do not apply the brakes when making a quick turn. Question 49. Evan is running a little late. In order to start making ground, he drives off immediately after loading his tanker with a hazardous liquid. He doesn't get on any highways or interstates and keeps below 30 miles per hour. He drives for about 30 minutes before he stops and decides to finally inspect his vehicle. He discovers that the manhole cover was left open after filling the tank. Because he drove slowly and only for a short distance, he is confident that nothing has spilled out. Has Evan violated any regulations? A. Yes, you should never drive a tank with an open manhole cover. B. No, as long as nothing has spilled out, Evan has not violated any regulations. He should, however, secure the manhole cover after realizing that it is open. C. No, you can leave the manhole cover open when driving a short distance at speeds below 40 miles per hour. Answer, A. Explanation: all manholes and valves must be closed before moving a tank of hazardous materials, no matter how small the amount in the tank or how short the distance. Failure to do so represents a failure to properly inspect the vehicle and make sure it is safe to drive. Manholes and valves must be closed to prevent leaks. Question 50. A driver is driving a tank vehicle through a windy mountain road with a speed limit of 40 miles per hour. He drives 35 miles per hour and applies the brakes while going through curves. What mistake is he making? A. He should be driving at the speed limit. B. He should be accelerating through the curves. C. He should be driving at least 10 miles per hour under the speed limit. Answer, B. Explanation. This driver should be accelerating through the curves. When driving a tank vehicle, drivers should slow down before curves and then lightly accelerate while driving through them to prevent the vehicle from skidding or rolling over. They should not drive at the speed limit through curves, as this may be too fast for the vehicle. There is no specific rule or regulation that says drivers must drive at least 10 miles per hour under the posted limit. Some states or sections of roads may have different speed limits for different kinds of vehicles, but there is no mention of this in the question. CDL exam, CDL practice tests, and all CDL endorsements practice test questions. Thank you for watching.